Hi everyone! I am Stefani J. Alvarez, an artist from Cagayan de Oro City in the southern Philippines. I write originally in Filipino, and my friend Alton Melvar in Dapanas has translated my works into English for modern poetry in translation in the United Kingdom, a Samtang Journal in Taiwan, Tolka Journal in Ireland, and Roasted Radishes in Lebanon. My works have also been anthologized at the Oxford Anthology of Translation and forthcoming in several other international publications. From 2008 until 2022, I was based in Saudi Arabia as a migrant worker, and most of my works are set there. Currently, I am in Germany since my partner is from here, and because I was granted an artist residency by the Academy Schloss Solitude in Stuttgart. I felt so much gratitude to Jill, a Women Plus in Translation reading series, and its founders, Larissa Geiser and Lisbeth Redfeld, for having me and Alton in their 2023 Spotlight for Trans and Non-Binary Authors and Translators. Thank you for having me. And now I'm going to read an excerpt, first in the Filipino original by yours truly, and then in English translation by Alton. This is from my book in progress, Transfinity Diary, a portmanteau of transgender and infinity. This is my own lyric meditation of the plight of migrant Filipino workers in the Middle East, most especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as a meta-poetic retelling of my transition into becoming who I really am, a woman. Ang huri. Ito ang manuskritong di ko matapos-tapos isulat. Nanggagambala ang mundo ng realidad. At tulad ng naratipong ito, bilang na ang mga araw ko. Para akong masintensya habang nakapiit sa lockdown sa Saudi Arabia. Isang linggong natitira at mag-expire ng aking ikama o residence ID. Kung hindi ako makakahanap ng trabaho, tuluyan na akong pauwiin ng Pinas. Kung ang pagbalik Pinas ay tuturing na paglaya sa 13 taon ko ng pananatili sa gitnang silangan, maaring hindi sa panahong ito. Hindi sa panahong patuloy na naliligalig ang krisis at pandemya. Hindi pa ako handa. O maaaring hindi ko pa kayang manatili sa Pinas lalo na sa gitna ng kawalang kasiguraduhan. Nakatanaw ako sa labas ng bintana habang nakaupo sa couch hawak ang nakatiklop na libro ng mga tula. Ang bago mo ako ipalaot ni Luna Sikat Cleto. Hindi ko na mabilang kung ilang beses ko nang paulit-ulit na sinusuyod ang mga saknong. Animoy isang tahimik na paglalayag habang nagpapatianod sa alon, ngunit sa kailaliman nilalabon ako't nilulunod ng daluyong. Doon ko paulit-ulit na binabalikan ang mga katanungang di ko kailanman hinanapan ng katapusan at mga kasagutan. Tinatanaw ko ang dikalayuan. Pagkatapos ay inililigaw ko ang aking paningin sa mga nakapalibot na mga gusali na nakaharang sa Corniche area, ang malungkot na dalampasigan ng Persian Gulf, isang napakahabang linya ang King Fahd Highway na lumalagos ang paritong mga sasakyan at mga iskinitang may mangilan-ngilang naglalakad. Masisilip ko mula sa ikaapat na palapag ng apartment na tinitirhan namin simula nung kasagsagan ng lockdown, curfew at quarantine. Pagkalipas ng ilang sandali, mararamdaman kong natutuyo ang aking paningin, ngunit bago ko ikukurap, titinglain ko ang langit. Maaliwalas, wala akong nababasang panganib roon hanggat di ko gagawing buksan ang durungawan o kaya lalabas ako lalo na sa katanghali ang tapat. Literal nagbabagang init na nasa higit 40 sentigrado. Umiihip ang hangin tangay-tangay ang mapipinong buhangin sa kalakhang disyerto. Totoong napakalayo sa nakalimutan kong ganda na pinagmamayabang ng mga tanawin sa Pinas. Ngunit, bakit hindi ko pipiliing umuwi? Bakit kailangan kong manatili? Maaring pinanindigan ko ang salita ni Virginia Woolf. Bilang isang babae, wala akong sariling bayan. Bilang isang babae, ang aking bayan ay ang buong mundo. Naputol ang aking pagninilay ng tumunog ang doorbell. Inaasahan ko ang pagdating ni Michael mula sa trabaho. Lampas 3:00 na pala ng hapon at tulad ng magsisiyam na buwang wala akong trabaho, di ko namamalayan ang takbo ng oras. Pagkagising ko sa umaga hanggang sa pag-alis ni Michael papunta sa trabaho, maiiwan akong mag-isa sa higit 100 kwadradong parisukat na apartment. Muli sa kanyang pag-uwi, sa pagsapit ng dapit hapon at lagi para akong nilalamon sa kalaliman ng gabi. Sa katunayan, nakaalalay si Michael sa aking mga pangangailangan lalo na sa pinansyal. Ngunit nakakaramdam ako ng kawalang halaga sa tuwing inaabot na lamang niya sa akin ang pera padala para sa aking pamilya sa Pinas at ang pambayad ko sa housing amortization. Sa bahay kung saan kasalukuyan nakatirang aking ina at 2 pamangkin sa Cagayan de Oro. Halo, how's my mousy? Laging bungad niya sa pag-uwi. Isang NDT engineer si Michael. Suot niya ang isang asol na coverall. Mapapansin ang ilang mantsa ng grasa mula sa malalaking equipment sa loob ng workshop. Huhubarin muna niya ito at itapon ng suot na face mask. Saglit na maghuhugas ng kamay saka ako yakapin. Matapos siya magpalit ng damit, magharap kami sa upuan. Hahayaang manunuot ang lamig ng aircon habang humihigop ng mainit na kape. Sa gabing ito, muli naming napag-usapan ang ilang option kung hindi na ako makakahanap ng trabaho at kailangan kong umuwi. Sabi niya, babayaran niya ang aking ikama renewal at working permit. Nasa 10,000 Saudi Riyal o higit 100,000 piso para lang may tsansa akong manatili sa Saudi. Makapaghanap pa ng trabaho at syempre pa, magkasama kami. Kung walang COVID-19 travel restrictions, madali ang pagpasok niya bilang tourist at papalanuhin ang papanatili sa Pinas. Ngunit sa kasalukuyan, hindi siya maaring makapasok. At dahil hindi maaaring mangyari yun sa ngayon, ang huling opsyon namin ay pwedeng i-give up niya ang trabaho sa Saudi at magbalik Germany. Maaari kasi makasama ng German national ang kailang non-European partner kahit walang papel sa legal na pagsasama o higit pa o hindi pa kasal. 2 beses na akong isinama ni Michael sa Alemanya. Napakabukas ng kanilang pananaw sa pagsasama na hindi tinitingnan ang lahi, kasarian at pagkakakilanlan. Holy 2020, kasama ako sa libu-libong OFWs na nawalan ng trabaho dahil sa pagsasara ng mga kumpanyang apektado ng pandemic crisis. Nag-apply ako online. Bungad sa taong 2021 na makatanggap ako ng email mula sa isang employer para sa online interview. Naipasa ko ang low-face interview at maswerteng napili mula sa higit 200 aplikante bilang senior administrator sa Spark Project, ang pinakamalaking hub utility industry sa Saudi Arabia. Isinumiti ko ang aking dokumento, kopya ng pasaporte at resident ID. 3 buwan kong hinintay ang employment offer hanggang sa makatanggap ako ng abiso mula sa HR. Na-delay ang proseso ng aking transfer of employment dahil inilipat nila ang aking job line-up batay sa kasariang nakatatak sa aking pasaporte. Nanlamig ako. Bumalot ang di maipaliwanag ng mga pangamba. This is Hori, a manuscript I can seem to finish, but the real world is more unsettling. Unlike this story, my days are almost over. This lockdown in Saudi Arabia feels like an imprisonment sentence to me. I have a week left before my Ikama or residence ID expires. If I can't find a job, I will be sent back home to the Philippines. I dreamed that my homecoming would feel like liberation after my 13 years of stay in Middle East, but not this time. Especially not this time when crisis and pandemic continue to rage on. I'm not yet ready, or I don't want to go back to the Philippines in the midst of all this uncertainty. I look out into the window while sitting on the couch. In my hand, a folded book, poems, Lunatic Clitos, Before You Set Me Afloat. I could no longer remember the many times I forged through its stanzas. Like a silent voyage while drifting through sea waves, only to be swallowed up and drawn by its depths. In my head, the questions I had never sought closure and answers to, on repeat. I looked out into the distance. My eyes wandered the surrounding buildings that block the Cornish area, the lonely coastline of Persian Gulf, King Fahad Highway's long traffic line, and its alleys and few pedestrians. I can see all of them from the 4th floor of the apartment I've been confined in since the lockdown, curfew, and quarantine. As my eyes dry out, I blinked and looked up to the sky, surreal and clear. No impending doom as long as I don't open the windows or come out at noon. Outside, it is over 40 degrees Celsius, literal scorching heat, dry wind against fine sand of the immense desert. very far from the lush of the landscape of home. But why did I choose to go home? Why do I have to stay? Then I remember Virginia Woolf words. As a woman, I have no country. As a woman, my country is the whole world. The doorbell rouses me from reverie. I always look forward to Michael coming home from work. Already, it is past 3 in the afternoon. Being jobless for over 9 months, time as it passes now eludes me. From the moment I wake up in the morning until Michael arrives from work, I am left alone in this 100 square feet apartment. I succumb to the depths of night the way daylight is swallowed by dusk. Michael, my light, is to take care of my needs, especially financially. And I feel helpless every time he hands me the remittance for my family back home and my housing amortization payment. In the house where my mother and 2 nieces currently live in Cagayan de Oro. "Hello, how's my mousey?" is his usual greeting. An NDT engineer, Michael dons a blue coverall. The stains of grease from the workshop large equipment are noticeable in it. He removes it, tosses out his face mask, washes his hands, and then enfolds me in his arms. He then gets changed. In the chair, we settle down opposite each other, giving permission to the air conditioning's cold to pierce us while we sopped up hot coffee. This night, like the other nights, we talk through the alternatives in case if I cannot find a job here and going back home is the only recourse. He says he will shoulder the expenses of my Ikama renewal and working permit, about 10,000 Saudi Riyal or more than 100,000 in Philippine peso, just so that I can have a chance to stay behind, find a job, and of course, so that we can be together. Had there been a COVID-19 travel restrictions, it would have been trouble-free for him to set foot in the Philippines as a tourist and plan our stay there. But that's not possible right now. Our last resort is for him to quit from his job here in Saudi and go back to Germany. There, a German citizen can bring their non-European partner even if they don't have legal papers yet or they remain unmarried. Michael has taken me to Germany twice. They have very broad-minded beliefs on civil partnership and matrimony, regardless of race, gender, and identity. In July of 2020, I was one of the thousands of migrant Filipino workers who were laid off because of the closure of the industries affected by the pandemic. I did a job hunting online. 2021 welcomed me with an email from a company arranging for an online interview. I came through the two-phase interview and, as luck would have it, was picked from among more than 200 applicants as a senior administrator of Spark Project, the largest hub utility industry in Saudi Arabia. I turned to my documents, a copy of my passport and resident ID. I waited for 3 months for an employment offer only to receive a notification from the HR. There was a setback in the process of my transfer of employment because they decided to move my job lineup based on the sex stamped on my passport. I shivered. An unfathomable dread has wrapped all that I am.